Good morning, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and I'm excited to go over the brand new Three Brothers starter deck that is coming out in 2 weeks for us in the TCG. We're releasing three brand new leaders that are going to shake up the meta in big ways. Both Ace, Sabo, and Luffy are meta viable, and I'm really excited to go over these leaders with you all today to get you guys hyped for this set because I think this is the best starter deck that we have ever gotten. I think this is better than the three captain starter deck. I think this is better than the Green Uta starter deck. I think this is better than the initial four starter decks. I think this is the best product we got that isn't an actual box, which is pretty exciting. I think this is actually just really, really good because we get three playable leaders, and basically two of them, all you need to buy is two structure decks, and you built the whole deck, which is really, really solid. So let's get into this. So I put up a poll, and it looks like most people are excited for Black Yellow Luffy, so that's what we're going to go over right now. So if you don't know, all three brothers are a yellow color, and then they all have different types. So Monkey D. Luffy is yellow-black in this set. We also have blue-yellow Ace, and then we also have red-yellow Sabo. But we're going to go over Luffy real quick because Luffy is the most hyped, at least based on my poll. Monkey D. Luffy, he has a very, very powerful effect. First, he has a restriction. Per the rules, if a life card that is facing upwards is taken, it is not added to hand, but instead it is sent to the bottom of the deck instead of your hand. So the reason why he says that, basically, if you're confused what that means, it basically says, hey, in yellow we have the ability to flip up life. If one of your life cards is face up and it gets sent to hand, well, it won't get sent to hand. It gets sent to the bottom of the deck instead. And the reason why he has that restriction is because his ability is that with two Dawn placed on him, you could discard one card, and then if you have 0 life, you may add the two 5-cost characters from your hand or trash to your life face up. So basically, at 0 life, he heals himself for 2, which is really, really good. Which is basically Enel, but better. Enel does get added back to hand when he gets out to 0 life, but Monkey D. Luffy basically says, hey, I'm at 0 life, 2 Dawn attached, discard a card, now I'm back to 2 life, which is very, very impressive. Now, if those life are taken, they don't go to trash, and they don't go to the hand, they go to the bottom of the deck, so you do lose those resources. But the whole point of the Monkey D. Luffy leader, and most of these leaders, is that you have smaller versions of the 5-cost characters. In this structure deck, we have a 5-cost Ace, 5-cost Sabo, 5-cost Luffy, and the gimmick is that you use lower 2-cost characters, and then they tag themselves out from your field to your life, and they play out these 5-cost characters, which is really, really powerful. And they also give 2,000 power to your leader when you do that. So you technically are minusing yourself, but you're giving your life, you're giving your leader plus 2,000 for like an entire turn. So the gimmick of the deck is that you want to get your life to 0, put 2 characters in your life, 5-cost characters. Usually one of them will be Sabos, the black Sabo that came out in OPO4. And then what you're going to do is that you're going to play Sabo or Ace, because you put any 5-cost character in your life. It doesn't really matter. And then the idea is that you want to put two 2-cost characters on the field that can tag themselves from your life. So you're back down to 0 life, but you gain 9,000 power permanently until the next turn, and you put down 2 5-cost characters basically for free. That's kind of the gimmick. It's hard to explain without actually showing you images, but basically to say it's a very, very powerful effect, and this deck is already a meta viable leader. This leader is really, really strong, and luckily you don't need that many cards outside of the starter decks. I think the only card that is missing from the starter deck is the Black Sabo. If you don't know, 5-cost Black Sabo is a Rebecca card that came out in OPO4, and this card is basically essential for this leader in particular because it is a Sabo character that is 5 cost that not only is a blocker that makes all your monsters unkillable when it's played, it also draws 2 Trashes 2, which fills out your hand, so you can discard the 5-cost characters from your hand and just have a whole bunch of little 2-cost guys that can help you not only live the turn, but also just keep using Luffy's ability when he's at 0 life. It basically allows you to just keep filtering your ability. Sabo is already a broken black card, but with this leader, it becomes one of the best cards in the game, which is pretty insane. You also do need Gecko Moria for this deck because it is black. One of the best power moves you can do is on your 10 Dawn turn, play a Gecko Moria, revive 2 2-cost characters from your trash, and then using their effects, tag out from your life into 2 5-cost characters and basically become a 9-cost character. This deck is very aggro. Most of the turns, you're just going to put all your Dawn on Luffy and just keep swinging at your opponent until you get down to 0 life, and then you're going to just do your aggro thing again. This leader is very powerful, and all the leaders have access to the yellow cards, which is really, really good. So be on the lookout for Monkey D. Luffy, because he is going to be a really, really powerful leader going forward. The next leader we got to talk about is the second most popular in my poll, that being Porcus the Ace. Porcus the Ace is blue-yellow, and he's really cool. So basically, he has the effect where you put 2 Dawn on him once per turn, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add one 5-cost character from the top of your the 5 of your deck to your life face up, and then you can put the deck in the bottom in any order, and then at the end phase of this turn, send all face-up cards from your life to your trash. So basically what this means is that once a turn, if you put 2 Dawn on him, you just get to look at the top 5 of your life, see a 5-cost character that's either blue or yellow, place it into the top of your life face up, and then basically at end phase, if it's still face up in your life, it gets trashed. Now, the reason why this card's really, really good is because basically this card heals itself every turn, and the gimmick of him is that you want to keep stacking your deck in order to keep healing yourself, and then you have 2 options. Either you use the life that you healed to like remove cards, like playing the 5-cost Saba that says, hey, rip a life and then KO a card, or you want to play cards like Hiyori that can flip your life back down again, thus it allows you to just basically add a card to your life and just keep healing yourself every turn, which is really, really powerful. Not to mention, it is a blue-yellow leader, so it has all the access to 2 of the best colors in the game, that being yellow and blue. A lot of people say black and yellow are the best 2 colors in the game, but I like to think blue's better than black. It's just my opinion. But blue is just really, really good. There's a lot of insane cards, from blue Sanji to Pudding to Red Rock, 3000 Worlds, Gravity Blade Tiger. There's so many insane cards that you can play that having this with your leader and just continuously stacking your deck so they can always heal yourself every turn and just like reforming your life is a very, very powerful leader. So most people are excited for Porcus the Ace and Monkey D. Luffy because both these leaders are pretty insane. And now it's time to go over Sabo, the red-yellow stepbrother of the whole family. Now, personally, I really like Sabo. I think his effect is really, really powerful too. It's just, out of the other 2, it's not as flashy, but I think it's actually really powerful as well. So basically, 1 Dawn attached to him once a turn. You can add 1 3-cost or higher character with 7,000 more power from your top of your from your field to your life, and then you give a character plus 2,000 power this turn, which is really, really strong. So this is the only leader that doesn't have the restriction that face-up life goes back to deck or gets trashed. Basically, he's saying, hey, I get to add any card I place on a field with 7,000 more power back to my life every turn. So he heals himself every freaking turn. And he is red-yellow, which is the two most aggro colors in the game. So the idea of this deck is that you're going to play a whole bunch of really powerful trigger monsters, and you can play the Revolutionary Army cards, or you could just play like really aggro red cards. And the idea is that you're just going to keep swinging at your opponent for a lot of damage, and then keep putting your either trigger monsters, the 7k or higher attack, or just putting your rush characters that you just used back into your life every turn. So basically, you're going to go continuously swing at your opponent for a big number, and then heal yourself, giving another character a big number and swing with that character. It's a very continuous loop, and hasn't really been tested yet. So I think Sabo is a very powerful leader. And the fact that he has no restrictions, like, yes, you do need to have a 7k attack, higher 3 costs on field, but not all that requires is like literally playing a Zoro and putting 2 Dawn on him. Like, it's very easy to get a 7k or higher character on field when all you gotta do is put 2 Dawn on him. So this deck definitely plays some of the best red cards. I definitely think Luffy, 5 cost Luffy would be really good in this deck. I think 3 cost Zoro is good for this deck. I think all the best rush cards in the game. Also, some of the best yellow cards. The trigger monsters that say, hey, if your opponent has 3 or less life, play them. You can play them in this leader and just say, hey, put 2 Dawn on him, get your bonus effect, attack, and then put it back in your life. And then when they take your life, trigger, play them for free, which is very, very scary. Ultimately, I think this is going to be a really, really strong leader as well, and very scary going forward. So yeah, that's really it for this video. I hope you all enjoy, and like and subscribe. Tell me in the comments and on the polls what you think your favorite leader is and what you think is going to be the most competitive. Personally, I'm more of a fan of blue, yellow, ace than anything, because my favorite color is blue. So I just like the idea of stacking my life and just keep doing that, which is really, really good. Not to mention, we already have blue, red Marco confirmed for OPO 8. So any support the blue Whitebeard cards get for that Marco leader is just going to boost up Porcus the Ace, which is really, really good. We already got revealed of a 5 cost Sabo that looks at the top 5 cards of your life, which is really, really the 5 top 5 cards of your deck and stacks in any order. And we also have access to a 3 cost blue ace that does something like that as well. So there's already been really, really cool support cards revealed, and I'm just excited for OPO 8 because that's when these decks were going to really pop off. There's going to be also support in OPO 7, of course, as well, but not as much as OPO 8, at least when it comes to the blue-yellow ace. So look forward to that. Hope you all enjoy, and don't do anything stupid. See you on the next one, and bye-bye.